So the first best wet cat food of 2022 is Feline Natural. I've talked about this brand a lot on my channel. I'm not sponsored by them or any pet food company, but I just really like this brand because they use good quality ingredients like whole muscle meats, heart, liver. Some of them even include kidney, green tripe, which is an amazing powerhouse of nutrients. I talk about stinky green tripe on this channel a lot as well. And I really like Feline Natural also because all of their wet food products are less than 1% carbs on a dry matter basis. This is really important for cats. Cats do not need carbohydrates in their diet. And unfortunately, a lot of commercial cat foods, even wet foods, have high amounts of carbohydrates that leads to weight gain and obesity alone puts your cat at a much higher risk for very serious issues. They also don't include any unnecessary fillers, so it's mainly meat-based ingredients, and they have a lot of variety as well. So they have chicken, lamb, beef, king salmon, and venison. Feline Natural is available online, and it's also available in stores. You're more likely to find it in a more holistic and healthy food store, but you can go on their website. They have a store locator. Just put in your zip code and it will show you the nearest store to you. And it's available in the US and other countries as well. Hey friends, it's Jess and Jericho. The next best wet cat food of 2022 is Raised Right. Now this one is created by Dr. Karen Becker and pet food formulator Steve Brown. He's been making pet food for decades. He's also part of the Animal Diet Formulator formulation software. He has his own brand of pet food, and Dr. Karen Becker, as you probably already know, is a great leader in making your pet's food at home and just ultimately feeding as fresh as possible. And Raised Right is really the closest that you're going to get to a home cooked diet. Maybe you're not ready for raw yet, and you still want to feed your cat better quality food. Raised Right is definitely a great option because they lightly cook the food, then they freeze it and they ship it frozen. So you would just thaw it in your refrigerator and then portion out your cat's meal and go from there. It's really great, and it looks exactly like food that we would make. And it's also made with human grade quality ingredients. So it's literally ingredients that we could buy at the grocery store, and it's fit for human consumption. They cook it and then freeze it and then send it to you. And I also like Raised Right because it has very minimal ingredients. So it is complete and balanced, only for adults. It's not suitable for kittens. So on the website and the label, you will see it's for maintenance. That means for adults. And so it has minimal ingredients, and it has a good variety of specifically named ingredients. So instead of just saying turkey meat, it says turkey thigh. They also include heart and liver. They do include some veggie ingredients, but it's very minimal, and you can check on the guaranteed analysis. They actually provide the number of carbs, and all of their cat food products are less than 4% carbs on a dry matter basis. So that tells us that the meat ingredients make up the bulk of the food, and the veggies are just there to round out the diet. Now, of course, ideally your cat would not consume veggies at all, unless it's stinky green tripe, but they are necessary when you can't use all of the ingredients that are in a whole prey. For example, this food doesn't include brains or eyes or thymus or spleen or kidneys. So since those ingredients are not available in this cat food, they have to use veggies, and it's better to use whole food ingredients than it is to use many synthetic supplements. This ingredients list is very short, so you'll know that they're relying more on whole food than these synthetic supplements, and they use eggshell as a source of calcium, since you cannot cook and feed cooked bones. I also like Raised Right because they test for mold and bacteria, and they provide those lab safety test results on their website. So they test all of their batches to make sure that it's free from all of these contaminants, and then they put that information publicly on their website, and that's really great. Not a lot of cat foods do this. There's not a lot of transparency when it comes to this stuff. Typically, when there's mold or bacteria, you find out about it after there's already been a recall. But with Raised Right, they provide this information on their website for everyone to see. Raised Right is also available online and in stores, so you'll just have to go to their store locator on their website, put in your zip code, and find the nearest store closest to you. The next best wet cat food that we'll talk about is Smalls. So I like Smalls because this is also a human grade quality cat food. It's lightly cooked and then frozen and then shipped to you frozen. So the same thing with Raised Right. You would put it in the refrigerator to thaw and then portion it out as needed. They have various textures available, which is nice because cats often get very addicted to textures. So they have a smooth, a ground, and a pulled texture. The pulled one is like shredded meat, and the ground and the smooth are more like that pate type. I think the textures are very similar between the two. And they have bird, which is chicken, other bird, which is turkey, and they have cow, which is beef. And they have specifically named ingredients in this one as well. So they say chicken breast, turkey thigh, beef heart. So it's very specific, and they include heart and liver, which is great. Now, I would say a con here is that they do rely a lot on synthetic supplements compared to Raised Right and Feline Natural. And Raised Right is on the same page as Smalls because it's lightly cooked and then frozen and then shipped to you. So Smalls still has to use quite a bit of synthetic supplements, but this is a con with every type of commercial cat food. You're not going to avoid this. So since it's human grade quality and it's fresher, specifically named ingredients, and they have a variety of proteins and textures, that's why it's making it to the list of the best for 2022. All of their protein choices are also less than 5% carbs. They also provide this on their website. They also provide a nutrient percentage on their website, so they'll tell you what percent of the recipe is chicken breast, what percent of the recipe is chicken heart, and what percent of the recipe is peas or green beans or kale, whatever other veggie ingredients that they're using. And again, these veggie ingredients provide a little bit of nutrients, and since they're not that big of a composition of the actual food, I would say that it's okay. Plus, you're going to feed variety anyway, which is necessary to round out the diet. And these ingredients, plus low quality meat-based ingredients, are in all commercial cat foods. So again, at least this one is fresh and it's human grade, and it's lightly cooked instead of pressurized and canned. Smalls is suitable for all life stages, so adult cats, seniors, and kittens can eat this food, but it's only available online, so you can't get this one in stores. You have to order it online. My mom's 4 cats actually recently tried Smalls cat food, and 3 out of 4 of them actually went for Smalls first, and ultimately all 4 of them did eat Smalls, and my mom ended up feeding the rest of it to them, and she said that they loved it. And you can check out my full review for Smalls right over Meow. Thanks for watching.